what time do you think you'll be done with work today?
Why do you ask? I'm pretty busy right now.
It's just that there's something I want to ask you about. It's important. I'm probably going to get stuck at work a little late today, and if you're going to get home before me, I want to ask you to take care of some housework for me.
Are you serious? Why? You know I don't do housework. That stuff is your job, not mine. You're the wife and I'm the husband, remember?
I know, but I just can't get out of work today, unfortunately. Can you please help me out with this? It's just this one time.
That all has nothing to do with me. You're supposed to be able to get out of there without getting stuck doing overtime. Look, you just need to get your work done as fast as you can. Then come home and do all that stuff yourself, okay?
It's just too difficult today, though. I'm swamped and this stuff has to get done. What else can I do? If you could just do a little bit of the housework for me, it would really help out.
Don't take advantage of my good nature, okay? I've cut you a lot of slack on this stuff lately and I'm getting tired of it. You told me you wanted to work and not just be a housewife, and I agreed to that, but I won't let you shirk your duties at home. Understand?
Okay. I'm sorry, but it's just work, you know?
If you want me to let you keep that job, you'd better come home on time and take care of your responsibilities around here.
I understand. I'll try to do better from now on.
I mean, this is just stupid, and I'm tired of having this conversation with you. Just don't even ask me about it if it's your responsibility in the first place when you already know the answer to that question.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's my fault, and I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. I'll get home as soon as I possibly can, so just don't be angry with me, okay?
Yeah, do that. See? That's not so hard, is it? And I expect to have my dinner on time, too. I'm feeling really hungry today.
That might be a little tough, but I'll do my best to have something good for you to eat when you come home. Hey, how about if I just grab some Chinese food on the way back? How does that sound?
Chinese food. Seriously? That's your solution? That's what you're going to give your hard-working husband after a long day? Chinese?
Well, the time it takes me to cook for you will make your dinner even later, you know? So if I get Chinese food or something else and bring it home, you'll get to eat sooner because the most I'll have to do is just warm it up for you. I'm just thinking about the fastest way to feed you something good.
No, I'm not letting you off that easy. You need to cook me a proper dinner, like we agreed on and like a wife is supposed to do for her husband.
But that will take some time to do. I'm just saying.
Just get yourself back here and make me dinner the way you always do.
Okay. Sorry.
Understand? Are we clear?
Yes, I understand. Sorry for the trouble.
So, what was that all about yesterday? I don't need that kind of hassle after a long day at the office.
What do you mean? What was what all about?
You brought work home with you. When did that become a thing?
You're right. I had to bring some of my work home with me. It was the only way I could finish in time. But I still took care of my housework and made you dinner, so that was okay, right? I mean, you wanted a home-cooked meal, and I gave you that.
Okay. No, it's not okay at all. You just don't get it, do you? Let me break it down for you. First of all, don't you think that bringing work home with you is a sure sign of incompetence?
What do you mean? I've never heard anyone say anything like that. Is that really some common perception? Right now, we're in a really busy period at work, and everyone there is doing a lot of overtime. It was difficult for me to get permission to bring work home with me instead of staying late at the office, you know?
A likely story. You always have an excuse at the ready, don't you? Listen up. I'm just telling you how things are in the real world, okay? And things just aren't done that way. Not in my company and not in any company.
Wow. Do you ever think about how you would feel if you were told the things that you're always telling me?
Hey, I don't do the things you're always doing, so why would I even think about that? It's not something that would ever happen to me because I do what I'm supposed to do.
But you can't compare your work and mine because they're totally different. They're two completely different jobs in two completely different industries. I'm in accounting, and the end of the month is always a really busy period. It just comes with the territory.
So what? Are you trying to say that my job is easy? Because I assure you that it isn't.
No, not at all. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. Oh, never mind. Let's just forget about it. I'm sorry for the trouble, and I'll try to avoid having that happen again.
It seems like you're holding something back. If you have something to say, by all means, say it.
No, it's nothing really. Never mind.
If it's nothing, then don't give me grief about it. You always do that.
You're right. I won't do that anymore. I'm sorry. It was my mistake.
I can't wait to get you back in the house where you belong. I've had it with all this career woman nonsense of yours. This charade has gotten old really fast.
Please don't make me quit this job. I really like it and I'm good at it.
You're sounding pretty desperate all of a sudden. Why is that? Why are you so dead set on working and getting out of the house? It's really weird. What are you up to anyway? Is there something going on that I should know about?
No, not at all. It's just a job. I'm just trying to make a living and pay the bills. That's all.
Huh? Pay the bills? What are you trying to say? That my salary isn't good enough for you? Is there anything you don't complain about?
No, I don't think that, and I'd never say that. I'm not complaining.
Oh, you'd never say it, huh? You're giving yourself away just by the tone of your voice now. So what is it? Tell me.
It's just that there have been a lot of expenses lately, and I've needed to spend a lot to make ends meet.
See? I knew it. You can lie about your true feelings, but the truth always comes out. You aren't satisfied with the money I bring home. Just say it.
No. That's really not true, I swear. I'd never fault you for doing your job or your salary. Please just let me keep working. Please.
Fine. Whatever. You just need to be satisfied and stop trying to change something that was working just fine until you got antsy. And there's one other thing you need to know.
What is it? Have I done something wrong?
Yeah, you have. You're getting really lazy with your cooking lately.
Wait, am I? How so?
Yeah. You keep making the same stuff for me over and over all the time. The same pasta and rice dishes over and over. That's what I mean when I say you're getting lazy about it. Mix it up a little, for God's sake.
I'm sorry about that, honey. I'm doing the best I can. It's just that there's a lot of stuff that we keep running out of, and...
What's that supposed to mean? What is it that we keep running out of that makes you unable to cook better food for me?
Well, you remember the mortgage we took out to buy this place, right? It was a pretty big loan amount.
Yeah, of course I remember. Why?
We chose higher monthly payments on that loan so that we could get it paid off more quickly and pay less interest, remember? And I'm working in order to help make that happen, right? I mean, that was what we talked about when I first told you about the job offer that I got.
So what? What's your point? Are you saying that you're making me boring food now because you don't have enough money to do better than that? Seriously?
Well, to be honest, things are pretty tight right now.
I told you. I see what you're saying. You're not satisfied with just living on my salary. You really have a lot of nerve, you know that? Can't you see that I'm doing the best I can?
It's just that we can't live comfortably without me working. That's all. It's nothing to be ashamed or get defensive about. I mean, even with my salary plus what you give me towards our living expenses, we're already stretched really thin. If we can bring in just a little bit more money every month, things will get easier. So that's why I'm working hard at this job and why it's difficult to say no to overtime when they ask me to do it.
Hey, I'm giving you as much as I used to need for my own expenses when I was living by myself before. That should be plenty. If that's not enough money for you, then the only explanation is that you're spending too much.
But I'm not doing that. I cut corners and look for bargains everywhere I can find them. Like I said, the problem is that the loan payments are a real burden. But we have this house and the burden is worth it.
If that's the case, then you need to figure out what to do about that. You chose the loan and the lender, so you should try to renegotiate it.
But that's just it. There's nothing we can do about it. We can't renegotiate yet, and the interest rates have only gone up since we got the loan, so refinancing isn't possible either. I hate to say it, but it needs to be said. I think we overextended ourselves when we bought this place. But all we can do now is make it work.
What are you talking about? Why are you suddenly telling me this now?
I'm telling you because we have to look at the big picture. We've only been married a couple of years and we don't have any kids yet, so we don't actually need all this space, you know? In all honesty, we really didn't need to take on such a big financial burden in such a hurry, probably.
That's ridiculous. What are you even talking about? This house isn't just a place to live, it's an investment. Everyone knows that buying is better than renting, and the sooner the better.
Of course, I know what they say about that, but like I said, there's the big picture to consider. And I know that rates are pretty low right now. But the truth is just that…
Enough! Stop with this nonsense. You're reiterating things that are already over and done with. All you need to be doing is keeping your end of this bargain and taking care of things at home. And stop second-guessing me on every little decision that I make because it's not helpful.
Okay, if that's the way you feel, then it'd be great if you could help me make ends meet with our food bills and household expenses or find a way to bring in more money.
Hey, don't try to put your responsibilities on me. I do more than enough already.
Please don't get so upset. We need to work together on this. Things really are extremely tight right now, and we have to be as money conscious as we possibly can be.
Anyway, just do what you're supposed to be doing as my wife. Don't overcomplicate things when you're not even doing your most basic duties. And if it's this job of yours that's keeping you from doing those duties, then you need to quit.
But I can't just do that right now. It's not possible.
I don't want to hear about what's not possible. Just do your duties.
You're so hard on me all the time, and I don't understand why.
Look, like I said, all you need to be doing is what I tell you to do. Understand? It's very simple.
Yes, I understand. I'll do my best.
I heard you've been complaining about me to my mother. What have you been saying to her about me?
What? I haven't said anything to her. I would never complain to her about you.
She told me herself that you have been. Are you calling her a liar? She says you told her that I'm too hard on you. Why are you stirring the pot with my mother?
All I did was ask her advice about making ends meet and that kind of stuff. There was no complaints in the conversation at all.
You're talking about our financial situation with my parents? Don't you know how embarrassing that is for me? How could you make my mom worry about us like that? There's just no excuse for that kind of thoughtlessness.
But we're really in a tight spot right now, and I just thought that she might have some helpful advice for me about all this stuff.
You told her I don't make enough money. What kind of advice could she possibly give about that?
But I didn't. I never said that to her. Not at all. All I said was that I'm having a hard time making ends meet on the money that I'm getting from you every month.
That's exactly the same thing. You can't possibly not understand that.
No, it's not the same. You're the one who's in charge of your salary and how much you give me every month. I don't even know how much you make. All I was talking to your mom about was how to make ends meet with the money you give me and asking her if she has ideas about that kind of thing. How could I complain about your salary when I don't even know how much it is? After all, she's been a housewife for a long time, so I thought she would have some helpful advice about this kind of thing.
If you want that kind of advice, ask your own mother. Oh, that's right. Your mom is dead. Oops.
Excuse me? What did you just say? That's just incredibly hurtful. Why would you say something like that to me?
Because you said things that you shouldn't have to my mother. That's why. As a girl without a complete set of parents, You should be grateful to me and my folks for even taking you in. There aren't a lot of guys who would even want to take on this kind of responsibility, you know?
Please don't insult my parents. My family has been through enough in the last few years.
I mean, your mom died in that terrible car crash and everything. Talk about terrible luck. And then, on top of that, your dad got seriously injured, too. It's like you guys are cursed. That must be a terrible feeling.
But my dad recovered and he's doing great. He's been back to work for quite a while now. He's fine and he hasn't been a burden to you and me at all.
Maybe so, but you are definitely being a burden to my parents by making them worry about me and about us as a couple.
How can you even say that? I get along great with your mother, and I think she genuinely likes me too. I've heard lots of stories about wives and mother-in-laws not getting along. But your mom and I get along great. There's no drama between her and me at all, you know.
You're obviously the only one who thinks that. Otherwise, she wouldn't be contacting me and telling me about all this, would she?
That was probably because she thinks all this is something that we need to figure out, don't you think?
Nah, it's because she wants me to do a better job at keeping you in line.
Oh, come on. Your mom isn't that kind of lady. Not at all.
Hey, I'm her son and I know what she's trying to tell me. So don't tell me my business, okay? You're just doing what you always do and interpreting things the way you want to, regardless of the facts.
That's not true. I think I know where I stand with her.
You know, when you and I got married, she was pretty worried about the whole thing. She wasn't sure about you and I being right for each other, for some reason.
I know she had her reasons for that. We've talked about it.
Oh, is that so? What reasons did she tell you?
Well, it's a bit complicated.
What? You can't even say it to me? Whatever. Just quit running your mouth to her about stuff that doesn't concern her.
Okay, I'll be more careful about what I say to her from now on. I'm sorry if I caused you distress or upset her, although I'm pretty sure that I didn't upset her.
Fine. Just so I know we understand each other now. I expect you to do your best on this, understand? Hey, you. The food situation has gotten better lately. Good job. Now you're actually doing what a wife is supposed to do.
Oh, that's great to hear. Thanks.
And you've been keeping up with the other housework better lately, too. Excellent.
Yep, I've been taking care of business. I made some changes, so I'm glad you like the results.
I still don't understand why you couldn't just do this stuff right in the first place. At any rate, you finally understand now that you don't need to work, right?
Huh? What do you mean? I don't follow.
I mean that things have obviously been totally fine financially and we've had no problem putting food on the table lately. So you can quit that job and we'll be in good shape. Now we know that we can do just fine on my salary.
I really don't think that's the case right now, actually. There's a bit more to it than that.
No, we're definitely good. I've been annoyed with your whole having to work thing for a long time now, and I'm ready to see you just being at home like you're supposed to do.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
What I mean is that I'm not going to be the guy who can't even do a simple thing like put food on the table for myself and my wife. That's what.
But we've only just been scraping by lately, even with both of our salaries.
But we have been getting by, haven't we? And that's the point. I mean, it's not like one of us won the lottery or something, right?
But, well, actually...
What? Did you pick a winning ticket and not tell me about it?
No, it's not that. But I did take action that made a difference. It's just that I got tired of trying to make everything work on my own.
What the heck is that supposed to mean?
All it means is that I stopped putting so much effort into propping you up and started thinking more about what's actually the right thing to do.
Huh? What are you trying to say with that statement? Don't start taking a defiant attitude with me now, woman. I have no problem divorcing you if you cross the line.
Cross the line? What are you even talking about? All I'm doing is telling you the truth.
Don't you forget that I can get along just fine without you.
I don't think so. I really don't.
Excuse me? Now what are you insinuating?
Hey, I told you before, didn't I? And I also told you that there's more to it than you think there is. Like I said, we've been barely making ends meet, even with my salary added to yours.
So what's your point?
My point is that I don't think you'd be able to get by financially without me, and it's time that you started being honest with yourself about that fact.
That's ridiculous. You don't know what you're talking about.
Really? Do you think I'm lying about any of this?
I think you're wrong. That's what I think. And I'm through listening to your self-serving nonsense. It's high time I put an end to this. I'm divorcing you.
I see. I think that you're going to regret saying that, but if it's what you really want.
Oh, there won't be any regrets here. I'll go pick up the divorce paperwork on my lunch break today, so you can fill it out tonight.
Okay, I understand. Will do. If that's what you really want, I'm fine with it, and I'll give you my full cooperation. I'm burned out on this whole situation too, to be honest. And I deserve better than this.
There you go with that attitude again. You just don't know when to quit, do you? You better come home on time tonight and have my dinner ready when I get home. Oh, and have your signing pen ready for those divorce papers.
Don't worry, I will.
Don't try to get out of this. You hear? There's no turning back now.
Okay, I won't back out if you don't. I went and submitted the divorce paperwork, just like I said I would. All we need to do is wait a few days for it to be processed.
Oh yeah? Good. This has been a long time coming, let me tell you. Now you and I are officially no longer man and wife. Finally!
That's right, we're not. I guess this is how it's meant to be.
Now, on to the main topic at hand.
Main topic? What else is there? I thought we covered everything.
Nope, there's another important detail to handle. It's very simple. Now that you're not my wife anymore, you need to get out of my house ASAP.
What? Get out of your house?
Yeah, you can't just be squatting here in my home indefinitely. So, out you go. We're basically strangers now, you know.
Yes, you're right about that. Perhaps we always have been. At any rate, a stranger can't just be living in this house, can he?
Hey. Ha! Quit screwing around. It's my house and you're the one who needs to leave.
You're the one screwing around. You need to check your facts.
The house is in my name. I'm the owner.
Yeah, no. It's in my name and always has been. I'm the owner.
Huh. Okay, you can quit the joking around now. This has gone far enough.
Joking? There's nobody joking around here. I am dead serious, and you should be too. Have you already forgotten about when we got the mortgage? About what we had to do to get that loan?
What do you mean? It was pretty straightforward, wasn't it?
Straightforward? No, it was not that at all. At first, we couldn't get the loan because you were already a co-signer with your mom on another loan, so we couldn't qualify. So we ended up just using my name on the loan and also the title to the house. Remember?
Huh? That doesn't really ring a bell. Did we do that? I don't recall.
You must be kidding! You're kidding, right? That's a really important thing for you to just not remember. I mean, there's a lot of money at stake and it's our home. And there was another reason for not having your name on anything too. It was because of the nature of that other loan you co-signed for.
What was that again? I vaguely remember something about that loan.
You're just unbelievable. You know that? Wow.
What? Just tell me and stop being condescending. I have some memory of doing something like that for my mom a really long time ago.
Yeah, it was for your mom. You co-signed a loan because she needed you to. And you did it for her when you were pretty much straight out of college. She told me about it herself when she and I were talking about some other important stuff.
Ugh, it's so long ago. I have no idea anymore what that was.
Then why don't you ask your mom about it? I really think that would be a good idea for you to do. If you do that, you'll probably understand the reason why she was so ambivalent about us when we got married. At any rate, this house is in my name, and therefore it belongs to me. So, after you talk to your mom and hear what she has to say, you need to pack your things and get out of here.
I talked to Mom.
Oh, is that so? And do you have anything to say to me now that you've talked to her?
Yes. I'm sorry.
No. Sorry, but that won't do. Tell me. Tell me exactly what she told you.
She told me that it was someone in my family who was the cause of your mother's death in that car accident. She told me that we needed to borrow money from a bunch of different places back then in order to pay the damages from that accident.
Mm-hmm. And what was it that you said to me just recently about all that? It was something along the lines of my family being cursed, wasn't it? And then there was something about my dad too, wasn't there? Come on, remind me.
I'm so sorry about that.
It's a little late for that, to be honest.
But I had no idea about all the details of those events.
Your mom brought it all up with me before you and I got married. She asked me if I really thought it was a good idea.
Did she really? I didn't know that.
She asked me if I really was okay with marrying into the family of the person who caused my mom's death. I was pretty shocked at first, to be honest. But you had nothing to do with the whole thing, of course. I really liked you and I wanted to be with you. So I set it aside and decided that it didn't matter.
You really did all that? For me?
So the reason we were living comfortably before was because I was using that money. Until I changed my mind about doing that because it didn't feel right and I stopped spending it. But then I changed my mind again and started using a little of that money to hire a housekeeper who could help me out around here. That really made a big difference, as I know you noticed. The problem is that doing that made me start to resent you, for obvious reasons. I mean, you were the reason why I was spending that settlement money on a housekeeper and other things, even though I didn't want to.
But I didn't even have any recollection of any of that stuff with your mom.
I know. You had no idea at all, did you? I was really amazed that you actually were saying the things you were saying about my family. I mean, just wow. To be completely honest, I was quite taken aback and left speechless by all that.
Oh, come on. What I said wasn't all that extreme, was it?
Well...
I mean, it's not like I was the one who caused the accident or anything. If anything, I was a victim of that terrible accident in the same way you and your family were.
I honestly don't know how you can talk that way about anyone who had such a terrible thing happen to them.
Then I have to say it again. I wasn't involved in that accident in any way.
I know. And that's why I thought it was okay to get married with you.
Then what's the problem?
The problem is that I clearly overestimated you. Now that I can see the real you and how you feel about me and my family and what happened to us, my feelings about you have completely changed.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean that you're as much to blame for that accident as anyone else in your family.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Oh, you don't even know about that part of the whole thing either, do you?
No, I have no idea what you mean.
The reason your cousin was even on the road that day was because your family was getting together to celebrate your graduation and finding a job. You were adamant about getting everyone together and kept calling and calling all of them to make sure that everyone showed up.
Oh, that.
And your cousin was on his way to that celebration when the accident happened.
But...
So you see, if you hadn't been so relentless about making all your relatives come to your graduation party, that cousin of yours wouldn't have been on the road that night and that fatal accident wouldn't have ever happened.
But you can't hold that against me. I had no idea what was going to happen. Nobody did. My graduation party was a perfectly normal thing to do, and so was inviting my family to join the celebration.
And because of that, Your cousin kept the actual reason for his being on the road a secret, didn't he? And, in exchange for keeping that secret for you, you agreed to co-sign that loan for him, which he used to pay the damages to my family. And then, not too long after that, you and I met by chance. I fell for you without knowing anything about our fateful connection.
That's really hard to believe.
So, how do you feel about me and my family now, knowing the part you played in the tragedy that we suffered?
I have no idea what I can say about any of that.
And by the way, I've already told your parents that you and I are getting divorced. I also made sure that they understand the reason for it, so you shouldn't be surprised if they say something to you about all this.
What? You already told them that you and I are splitting up?
Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? Did you think I wouldn't address this whole thing with them?
But it's got nothing to do with them.
And that's where you're wrong. Again. It has everything to do with them. You still aren't really seeing your place in this story, are you?
But what did they say when you told them?
What can I say? They were contrite and apologetic, as always.
This is all just too much. But I see that I've been wrong to talk about you and your family the way I have. I can change. I will change. Let's stay together. I don't want to get divorced.
Huh?
I'll put you first and think more about what you need from now on. I'll show more gratitude and make up for my part in all this. Please give me another chance, babe. I promise I'll make it up to you. I'll make it all up to you.
You're saying that to me now? It's a little late for that, to be honest.
No, it's not. I can do it. I know I said cruel things to you and that I was part of the reason for your parents' accident, but...
No, I don't accept your apology, and I don't want to try again with you.
Why not?
I just don't even want to see your face ever again.
Don't talk like that, please. We're good together, babe. You know we are.
Good together? How do you figure? I ask you to help out because money is tight and you refuse to listen or give me the help I need making ends meet. Is that what good together means to you?
Hey, I did that because I thought you could work things out on your own. And I was right.
You really are just clueless, aren't you? All of this is due to your selfishness in forcing your relatives to come out on a rainy night to celebrate you getting a mediocre job with lousy pay. And then you can't even be bothered to remember the part you played in the defining tragedy of my life, and then you're tone-deaf and heartless enough to joke about my family being cursed.
But I didn't know. I'll make all of this up to you. I swear.
And just how do you think you're going to be able to do that?
Well, first of all, I'll be giving you more money every month. What do you think about that?
What do I think? I think there's no way you'd be able to do that. That's what I think.
Of course I can. I absolutely can.
Oh, I know you can. And I know that because I also know what you're always sinking that little money you have into. Well, besides what you give me anyway.
Huh?
And that's the lottery. You joked about me buying lottery tickets, but the truth is that you've been spending literally all your money on it, haven't you? I mean, how stupid and irresponsible are you anyway?
Hey, it's my hobby.
It's your hobby? Do you even know what the odds are on winning any money on that? The odds of winning anything at all in the state lottery are 1 in 15 million, and the odds of winning the jackpot are around 1 in 18 million. And you're sinking virtually all of your salary into that? What planet are you living on?
So what? I'm chasing my dreams. What's wrong with that?
It's time to quit dreaming and start living in the real world.
What real world?
The real world in which we are now officially divorced and in which I have no intention of getting back together with you.
But we can still work things out.
No, we're done and you need to leave me alone now. You're not wanted here anymore.
But why are you being so cold and cruel to me all of a sudden? Don't you have any love left in your heart for me?
You're the one who started this whole divorce discussion and process, remember? And you're also the one who thought it was okay to casually ridicule my family's tragedy and misfortune. I have to hand it to you. You really have some nerve talking like you're the injured party in this scenario. Again, I ask you, what planet are you living on?
But I've changed. I swear.
Huh?
I'm done with the lottery forever. I just decided this very moment. And I'll treat you better now. I'll give you and your family the love and respect that you deserve.
Oh, really? It's funny that you should be saying all this now because it's what I wanted from you before.
But it's better late than never, right? Please reconsider and take me back. We can work things out.
Not a chance. Goodbye and good riddance. Soon after that, I got in touch with Josh's mother and had her come and pick up his belongings for him. Josh somehow thought that he still had a place to come home to with me, but I was thinking ahead, and when he tried to get in the house, he found that I had already had the locks changed. He persisted in trying to get in until his mother came over yet again and persuaded him to leave with her. I'm told that he's living with her and has become something of a shut-in since then. As for myself, I've been thinking a lot about the future and decided to sell the house. I'm now living closer to my dad, and we're able to spend lots of quality time together, which makes both of us happy. I'm sure that this would make Mom happy, too. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to click the like button and give us your opinion in the comment section below. See you in the next video.